Hello guys and welcome back to another week of the UPC. We're now in week 3 and after the unfortunate loss of last week we're currently sitting at 1-1. While this week we face Novahawk, who's sitting at 2-0 and is our other divisional opponent. So it's definitely a really important week because if we win this we can still be in a nice spot for the playoffs, and we also are in a nice spot in our division itself. So this week I will be going over the team fairly shortly. Not everything was revealed, so I won't go into too much detail because I face him later on in the season, and I'm also a bit rushed for time due to some in real life stuff. So he brought the Garchomp, which is Mega Garchomp, the Tapu Koko, the Volcanion, Skarmory, Mamoswine and Dusclops, so pretty much all what I expect. The Dusclops not that much, but the other 5 I definitely expected. Especially monsters like Tapu Koko and Mamoswine are really scary for my team. So this time I brought the Raichu because with Surge Surfer in the electric terrain I outspeed his whole team, and Raichu could have the right coverage for his team. Komo is more of a breaker variant. Had also a decent-ish matchup. Same goes for Mega Pidgeot's Hurricane. It pretty much his whole team quite hard. Like Koko, it's not that bulky, and Skarmory I have Heat Wave for that. Nidoking, I think it's there to, yeah, as you can see, the only rocker, so probably there to set up stealth rocks and just also hit his team really hard with the coverage it has. Manaphy this week is a little bit more bulky to deal with some of the strats. So yeah, other than that, fairly standard Manaphy. And Sylveon this week, I think it was, yeah, I think it didn't even do that much this game, so yeah, I don't even really remember what it was. So let's just hop right into the match. So I lead Nidoking because I thought he might lead something like Skarmory, potentially, or Koko to get some momentum, or Skarmory to stack some hazards. So I decided to lead with Nidoking, try to get up my own stealth rocks, but he leads Mamoswine. I'm thinking I could try to stay in here, but that's way too risky. So I switched hard into Manaphy as he went for an Icicle Crash. I definitely thought an Earthquake was coming, but I think he didn't want my only immunity that I brought this week in Pidgeot to come in for free, and an Icicle Crash hit also my whole team like super effective, hit, it's really hard, so only Manaphy could come in, so a bit unfortunate for him, but I go into Manaphy. He reveals to be Life Orb. Previous week he brought Sash, so it was good to see that it was a Life Orb variant. Not good in the damage it does, but still okay. So here I go straight for the Toxic because I know almost for a fact that Volcanion is coming in. So I Toxic that on the switch, it's really nice. I go out into my Komo because it resists both stabs because it's a Dragon type. He goes for the Toxic, which is a nice play by him. Unfortunately for him it misses. I think it doesn't really matter that much this match, but it's still unfortunate because otherwise my Komo would be slowly chipped. So I go for the Focus Blast because I thought everything he wants to switch in I hit really hard. Even Koko I hit quite hard with like a Focus Blast. Only not the Dusclops, but I thought, I don't know if he would go Dusclops, and even if he goes Dusclops I don't think Dusclops trumps my team that much, so I can switch accordingly. So I hit the Volcanion as he goes for a Bulldoze. It's definitely a really cool tech because it lowers my speed, and so I don't know why, for what one he brought it specifically, but I think it's definitely a cool tech. He always has some cool techs on his team. I unfortunately also get his Death Drop. It doesn't really matter, as you can see. He has leftovers, but the toxic damage is also racking up. He's definitely in range of every hit I want to go for. Here I go for a safe Earthquake because I'm expecting him to sack it off. And also, if he wants to predict Focus Blast, go on to do something like Dusclops, I also hit it with an Earthquake. I don't hit Skarmory, but I can switch accordingly for Skarmory, and I just don't want to risk missing a Focus Blast. So I still outspeed, so that's also good. So he was probably not much speed onto his Volcanion. Now he goes out to this Garchomp, and this Garchomp outspeeds me, and yeah, that's really scary for me. So I go hard in my Manaphy because I know Manaphy outspeeds it next turn, threatens out with an Ice Beam potentially, but he goes for a Substitute, and I'm thinking, okay, I just have to break it, I have to go for the Ice Beam. I'm faster, so that's good. He sets up a Swords Dance. I think this might have been a misplay. I think attacking me was definitely the right play, trying to get off a lot of damage on Manaphy and then he kinda has to switch out. It's really hard for him to switch into something like Skarmory can take hits but doesn't do much back. Coco would be nice, but Coco is not the most defensive, and Dusclops also doesn't threaten me. But yeah, he's now at +2, but if everything is right, I should outspeed him. So I don't know if he would stay in, but he does. I go for the Ice Beam, I outspeed, I kill him, so that's definitely really nice. We're up 6-4, but that doesn't mean anything, guys. You saw last week how a match can go. You just don't know. So he goes into stop Coco. I believe, yeah, Nidoking, I have done this in previous matches, like go hard into my ground type. And so I thought, I don't think he would go for a Thunder move here, because I have a Nidoking, Raichu, Komodo, those three all resisted. I just didn't saw him go for a Thunderbolt. And also, if he would predict like Nidoking go for like something HPIs, maybe he has the Brave Bird, maybe he's physical. I thought, okay, let me stay in with Manaphy, also because Manaphy was mainly there for mons like Garchomp, and that's already down. So I just stayed in. He goes for Dazzling Gleam, he crits me, which is a bit unfortunate, so I can take another one, and it puts me Manaphy quite low, but I go for the Surf and get off 40%. Which is quite nice, because as you can see, barring potential Scarf from my team, the only thing that outspeeds this is my Raichu. And Raichu can't one-shot him, so with just this damage off, Raichu can now always revenge this Coco, which is really great. So now I go hard into Nidoking, because for me it was like, if he could potentially be, yeah, it was hard to see what he is from this. I thought maybe a Z move, because it was not a boosting item. So I thought, okay, let me go into Nidoking. I think it's fairly safe. Even if he predicts it by any chance and goes HPIs, I might be able to take 2, because it's no boosting item. But he just goes for a safe Dazzling Gleam, which is great for me. So here I go for a safe Earth Power, just because I thought, okay, if he tries to sack it, like I didn't want to go for Thunderbolt and like Mamoswine coming in, him staying in. So I didn't want to risk that, and I knew Skarmory doesn't really threaten me. So I just went for safe Earth Power, then I set up my rocks, because I think they are quite nice against his team, especially weakens the Mamoswine a bit, chips down the Coco and such. So he sets up his spikes, I'm fine with that. So I go out to my Pidgeot, because I know for a fact he can't really do much to me. He's most likely just going to stack some spikes, and yeah, I can threaten him out. So I think I just Mega Evolve, go for a Hurricane. I just go for safe Heat Wave, because I didn't really saw him switching out, because nothing really takes it. I thought, okay, Dusclops might be dead for this, but still I'm not really threatened by it, so let me just go for safe Heat Wave. Then in this time I really debated on just firing off a Hurricane, scouting for the damage, but ultimately I decided, okay, last week those layers of spike really hurt me, so let me just go for a safe Defog. Dusclops can't do much to me. If he touches me, I'm okay with that. So I go for a Defog, to like not so that my team is not chipped down that easily. And here, so it was a ballsy switch from him, because Coco would have almost died. Maybe it was a roll, I don't know. But here, the same scenario as last time. I have quite a few things that he can, that I can switch into on like a Thunder move. So I thought, yeah, and also like the fact is that I have 5 other mons in the back that can definitely deal with the other 3 mons in the back. I thought, okay, let me just stay in, go for a Hurricane. This Coco is the biggest threat. If I get it out of the way, really nice. He sets up a workup, which is really scary. I go for the Hurricane. I miss out on the KO by 2%. This might have been a roll, might not, depending on the spread. So now I'm thinking, okay, I can potentially just switch like hard into Nidoking, would be like a god's play. But if he predicts like Nidoking and he 2-shots it, like I still have Raichu in the back kinda to revenge it, but I thought, okay, I don't need Pidgeot that much for the remaining 3 mons. Like Pidgeot is not breaking them as hard as some of my other mons are, so I just let Pidgeot go down. Go out into my Raichu, no, I can just revenge it. I just went for a safe Surf here, because it kills Coco, kills Skarmory with next Thunderbolt, and it helps dealing with Mamoswine. That's the main reason. He makes a safe switch into Dusclops. I go out to the Nidoking on the Will-O-Wisp. He misses, unfortunately, but I'm special, so it wouldn't really matter. Only does 6%. So here I think I just go for, I set my rocks up again because his Coco is at 2%. So I know that if I get my rocks up, Coco can't come in anymore. And if Coco can't come in, it's only those 3 left. And those 3 are easily outsped by my mons. Like Nidoking outspeeds them, Komodo outspeeds them, and Raichu outspeeds them. So, and even Manaphy. So I'm in great position if I get up rocks. So that's exactly what I do. Then he goes out into Skarmory. I have the Thunderbolt. I know I can 2-shot this. He just goes for spikes because, yeah, he just sets up 1 layer of spikes. He dies to 2 Thunderbolts. He goes out into Mamoswine. Here I just went for damage. I think, yeah, he had revealed Life Orb also, so I know I can deal with it. But it was like, yeah, what would I switch in? Like I have no ground immunity left. So I just stay in, let my Nidoking go down. He has only 1 hit left in him. I go here into Raichu. So you might think this might be a bit of an odd play, but let's try to cover our base. Like this Dusclops could potentially sweep me if he's like some Calm Mind Mono Shadow Ball set. Who knows? It could potentially do that. So I thought, okay, let me go Raichu because Raichu has the most offensive pressure on my team because it's a Life Orb offensive variant. My other mons are not that offensive. So that's why I went Raichu. I go just for a Surf to finish off the Mamoswine. I kind of expect him to Ice Shard because rocks are up. But he goes Dusclops saying that he wanted to preserve Mamoswine as like a sack fodder. But I was like, okay, but why? Because those 2 mons die to rocks, and if I just kill Dusclops, it's over. So I don't agree. He should have just went for the Ice Shard. Potentially get a crit and get rid of my Raichu, lower the differential, but he goes Dusclops, Surf into Thunderbolt, kills this, so it goes down and the other 2 mons die to rocks damage. And that's the game for you guys. So we win 4-0, which is really nice, because we're now, we both are now 2-1. I think I have the better differential, so I'm now at the top of my division, which is really great. And it is a really great win of last week, unfortunate loss. So I hope you can continue from here, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.